Today I'm going to share with you 5 tips on how to deliver an amazing compliment to your peers, friends, and family, people that you meet, so that you can improve your social game. So let's talk about how in the world do you deliver an amazing compliment and the social techniques behind it. I'm sure you can remember when somebody stopped you and just gave you a sincere or really thoughtful compliment. And it probably made your day and is something that you still cherish and remember. So we should be giving compliments. Compliments are an amazing way to improve your social game in just a subtle and easy way to start connecting with people. But I noticed that a lot of people do compliments wrong, and for such an easy tool to throw into your social repertoire to increase your charisma and popularity, if done wrong, it can really come across awkward, and it can be very, very challenging to make up from some of those awkward compliment interactions that we go through. So let's talk about how you can deliver an amazing compliment. And the first step is to be spontaneous. There is something just gimmicky and weird, and we can sense it when somebody has pre-thought out a compliment for us. This doesn't mean that we haven't really thought through maybe points of a conversation, especially if we're nervous to go talk to somebody. But if we're like, okay, I'm going to compliment them on this, it's just not sincere, and people can see through that. So be spontaneous in your compliments. Be somebody that when you see something good, you say something good. That is what I constantly tell myself all the time. I'll be at the grocery store and I will see somebody and I will say, oh my goodness, her shoes are amazing, right? Or I love this that they have. And I challenge myself that when I see good, I say good. And so I give spontaneous compliments. You should do the same. Planning out our compliments just comes across as fake. These should be really fresh. Going right in line with step number 1 is step number 2, which is to be observant. So part of the reason we need to be spontaneous is this compliment needs to be authentic and it needs to be relevant to what's happening right now. So do you notice that somebody has a really awesome sense of style? Do you notice unique things about them? Like the other day I noticed one of my friends, she had a really unique earring, and I complimented her on it, and her whole face just blew up because I was like, hey, is that from this show? I noticed it was a special piece from a movie, and she was like, yes, I love that show, right? And it was an awesome conversation piece for us because I was observant, because I noticed and said, I think that's from this popular TV show, or I think their shirt has a reference to this other show that I've seen. So be observant. Have you noticed that your friend is really great at doing their hair in all different styles? Have you noticed that they always go out of their way to take care of other people, or that they're always so good and getting good grades in math? Start to be really observant of the people that are in your life. We don't want to take this to creepy stalker level, but just take 2 seconds longer than the normal person does to just assess and take in another person and see what you notice that you like about them, and be spontaneous and give them a compliment. Oh, this third tip will make or break your compliment game, and that is to be specific. How many times have we just gone to go hang out with friends, especially with girls, because we're really good at giving compliments, but we'll give somebody a hug and say, oh, you just look amazing. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, it's so good to see you, right? These are compliments, right? These are great things, but they're so used and they're so generic, and we say them to everyone that it actually takes away any kind of social benefit besides just being filler to say to somebody. Because it's not specific, it's not really observant, it's not necessarily spontaneous, because most of us always say to somebody when we see them, oh, how are you? You're just so amazing. I love you. Oh, you look great today. Awesome. We do want to hear those things. But if you can be specific and say, oh my goodness, your shoes, the way that they match, your shirt, or I even feel like they match your earrings. It just looks amazing, right? Specific compliments that somebody had to be observant, somebody had to kind of know you to pick up. Those are the ones that stick with people the longest. So be specific when you're complimenting somebody. Okay, my 5th tip for how to deliver an amazing compliment is don't go overboard. Okay, we brushed on this slightly with the sincerity, right? Of like not going overboard with like people and just kind of sprinkling them and layering your compliments everywhere, because then they mean less to the people that you give them to. But also, don't go overboard on showering one person with compliments. Try to stick and pick to one. For high school students that I coach and teach, if you are genuine in it's spontaneous, you've been observant, you're sincere, and you're specific, probably one a day for a person. You know, sometimes, you know, with our best friend or with our family members, yeah, we can do a little bit more and take a moment and say, listen, I gotta tell you, I just think you're amazing. Today I was reminded about this, and I just think you're so amazing for that. You know, you can take a moment, but especially with like our general friends, especially in front of other people, we wanna be careful that we don't become overbearing, because it takes away from the sincerity of our compliments. It takes away their authenticity or their perceived authenticity. You might mean every word coming out of your mouth, but when it's like 10 things from somebody, we don't remember and we don't think they're being sincere. So avoid coming across like the awkward stalker that knows way too much about a person and has been a little bit too observant, and just sprinkle your compliments throughout your friends, throughout the days, and don't just come overbearing on somebody. Okay, babe, those are my 5 tips on how you can deliver an amazing compliment and use it to be an incredible social tool for you to increase your charisma and popularity with your friends and family members. Now, I've got a part 2 to this video on how to receive compliments. So be sure you are on the lookout for that video, or you can click on it probably around here if I've published it already to, you know, watch it next. So if you're like me and have struggled in the past to accept compliments, check out that video. And babe, if you like this video and you are a teenager looking to master high school and beyond, check out my YouTube channel, find me on Instagram, Abbi Winslow. I do so many videos for youth, and thank you for watching this video, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. So, Abbi J out.